Hey everyone, and welcome to a special challenge episode, you might say, in which we're going to fight all three of the final seal encounters on the 5th level of Watcher's Keep at the same time with the SCS mod on board. And there was a comment under one of the episodes of my Baldur's Gate playthrough that said, "Are you brave enough to unlock the 3 seals at the same time?" And I was like, am I brave enough? Hold my beer! So here we are, about to do it. We are pre-buffed primarily with chaotic commands, some physical protections like stone skins and iron skins, some spell protections on our protagonist Kensai Mage, including spell shield, globe of invulnerability, and spell immunity to abjuration, and we're also protected against fire, either through spells or through equipment. We are also all hasted, with 3 of our party members improved hasted, Jaheira, our protagonist Senashira, and our Kensai thief Kirinai. And we also have a spell sequencer and a spell trigger prepared on both of our mages. Senashira's ones contain protections that she'll be able to quickly reapply in case she gets dispelled, and on Imoen we have some physical protections and a triple pierce magic to use on the Lich, potentially. Now, when it comes to Baldur's Gate, there are of course many broken things at the player's disposal, like items, spell combinations, and strategies utilizing those, but what I wanted to focus on here with my approach was to just have a fun fight with some reliable tactics. And of course, everyone is going to have their own definition of what's broken or what's cheesy, but in our fight, in order to make things more interesting, I decided to go with no summons, no traps, no precast lingering cloud spells or firestorms. We're not going to use the Cloak of Mirroring or the Shield of Balduran. We're also not going to use Sunrays or Turn Undead on our undead enemies. We're going to use only one level 9 spell here, and we're going to limit the usage of high level abilities to also just one on Sarevok. So, before we go in, let's just cast a quick spell immunity to abjuration on our fighter thief. Let's cast that level 9 spell. That's going to be shape change on Imoen. Let's also have true sight on Senashira and true seeing on Jaheira going on as we enter the encounter. And yeah, Imoen is going to assume the form of an iron golem here. She is not going to be your typical mage in this encounter. Alright, let's just position her nicely here so that she can activate. Well, she is such a big iron golem that it's a little difficult to position her. Alright, that should work fine. And now let's order our party members to activate the keys here. And the encounters should trigger one after another, and then we're going to discuss more about what's going to happen. Alright, so now Misra's group is going to show up first. Then we have the Rilmani appearing. And finally, Azamantis and his flaming skulls. There's already something coming to Imoen. I guess that was the remove magic coming from these Ferromac Rilmani. But anyway, let's be systematic here. And when it comes to the detailed stats of all of the enemies, I'm going to show them on the screen, but be sure to pause the video to read more in detail, because they are going to go by quickly, and I'm going to just provide a quick summary of what's most important on regarding each of the enemies. So first we have this Oromak Rilmani, who is essentially a high-level fighter mage with uninterruptible spells and this unique reflection damage or damage reflection shield that he has, where he is able to return 4 types of elemental damage to his attackers. But since Jaheira and Anaman are well protected against that, we are going to focus on just killing him quickly before he can unleash his uninterruptible time stop and complicate things for us. Then the Ferromac Rilmani, there's going to be 5 of these guys, and they are low-level fighter type enemies with some basic spells. They are going to be pretty unimportant in this encounter. Next we have Nalmisra, who is a level 12 succubus that can primarily charm and level drain. Next there's Itosi, who is a level 20 Marilith, essentially a fighter mage type of demon with some protective spells and very dangerous in melee. And next we have the Hive Mother, who is a high-level beholder able to cast spells, can drain items from our drain charges from our items, dispel us with anti-magic ray, basically do a lot of nasty things. And next we have Zeywinto, who is a level 25 Kensai, who can unleash a lot of damage in melee, and also slow and poison us with her attacks. Next we have Amaralis Zauvir, who is a level 27 Cleric, with all of the high-level Cleric spells, and a nasty melee attack, with which she can blind and slow us. Next we have the Huntress, who is a level 23 Archer. That can potentially unleash some good damage from afar and use her cold shot to complicate things, but she should be occupied mostly by shooting Senashira, who is going to hang out in the eastern portion of the battlefield, and Senashira, as our protagonist after the Hail Trials, is immune to non-magical and +1 weapons, and Huntress uses arrows of piercing, who are considered +1 enchantment. And then finally we have Azamantis, who is a level 33 Lich, immune to magic and all elemental damage, and he is equipped with the Robe of Vecna. That of course speeds up his casting speed very much, and that in combination with his improved alacrity makes him capable of dispelling even the most protected character within seconds, and then destroying them with his damage spells. And he also comes with these 3 flaming skulls, who are going to unleash some fire spells on us, and considering that we are protected against fire and not all of our enemies are, they are going to be more, those fire spells are going to be more detrimental for our opponents than to us. Alright, so some of their prebuffs already started triggering. We have the stone skins on the flaming skulls. The Hive Mother is going to have stone skins and improved mantle. Itosi is going to have stone skin and protection from magical weapons, and Nalmisra is going to have protection from magical weapons and flame shield. Also Amaralis Zauvir, of course, is going to have her cleric prebuffs. And now what we're going to do is first we're going to gain a little bit of distance from Amaralis on Senashira. Well, actually, we are going to first quickly cast Power Word Blind onto Zay Wintow and then gain some distance, not to be caught in Amaralis's unholy word that she likes to cast, which would impose a 50% spell failure debuff on Senashira in the form of deafness, and we want to avoid that if possible. Now, this Power Word Blind is going to take out Zay Wintow out of the encounter for 6 rounds if it succeeds, basically making her wander around blinded and not being a problem for us. However, it has a 1 in 3 chance of not working because Zay Wintow has 35 magic resistance. So, in case of that kind of occurrence, we are going to wait with Imoen a little bit and see what we're going to want to do with her, because she, as an Iron Golem, she cannot use her normal spells, but she is capable of using scrolls and unleashing her spell triggers and spell sequencers. So for now, she is going to be a distraction, primarily for the Hive Mother and for Azamantis, being an Iron Golem, immune to magic, and also when it comes to spells that would bypass her magic resistance, such as Dragon's Breath, she is also immune to fire, so she is going to be safe. And she is going to kind of provide a distraction and wait and see if we need to cast this Power Word Blind from a scroll or if we can unleash something else on Imoen. Next, we're going to activate that 1 high-level ability on Sarevok, and that is going to be Greater Death Blow, which instantly kills opponents up to level 12. And in our encounter, the opponents who are going to qualify for that are going to be these Ferromak Rilmani guys and Nalmisra as well. And Sarevok is going to apply that effect in an AoE fashion through these fire seeds that Jaheira created for him beforehand, or before the fight. And he is going to throw 1 onto this Ferromak Rilmani, and the AoE damage is going to catch Nalmisra in its effect as well, killing them instantly. Next we're going to cast Time Stop from a scroll on our Fighter Thief. She of course has use any items, so she can cast scrolls and use different kinds of equipment. We're going to focus on Jaheira and on Imoen to quickly kill that Oromak Rilmani before he can finish his Time Stop cast. And those are going to be our orders. Let's just activate that Greater Death Blow on Sarevok, and let's order him to throw it. Zay Wintow was successfully blinded, that's very nice. Now let's gain some distance on Senashira and keep her in the vicinity of the Huntress so that she is incentivized to attack her, and wait for now before going in and attacking anyone. Depends on what the Oromak Rilmani does. If he moves closer to the east, we might also join Senashira in the efforts of killing him, but we'll see about that. And yeah, let's just gain some distance with Imoen as well, and let's see what happens here. Alright, so Nalmisra and the Ferromak Rilmani already died. There are some further prebuffs triggering. We can also throw another Fire Seed on this Ferromak Rilmani here. Alright, the Oromak Rilmani is casting his Time Stop because this is an alteration spell orb, so we have limited time to kill him, but we should be doing fine with our damage. We are also equipped with +4 weapons here on Jaheira and Animen because he is only vulnerable to +4 enchantment at least. Alright, Kirnai is casting her own Time Stop, and we can just kind of keep Senashira safe and see what Amaralis is going to cast first. and then we're going to make our own moves. Alright, another Ferromakrulmani died. Let's just equip Sarevok normally now. That trick is basically what he's going to... or this was basically the extent of what he was going to do with Greater Deathblow. And let's move him to the southwest. I would like to have him available to do some other stuff. Let's also check out the prebuffs of Azamantes, what he has here. Alright, he does have immunity to divination, and he created some simulacrums on his prebuffs, so our true sight coming from Senashira is not going to be effective against him. So we're going to have to use Detect Illusion from Kirinai to dispel his improved invisibility status and make him vulnerable to our single target spells. He also has Spell Shield and he has Spell Turning. Alright, that's cool. Now we're waiting on our own time stop, and let's check out our Makrulmani is about to die. Hopefully we're going to be able to kill him before he finishes his cast. And yeah, now we have our own time stop coming from Kirinai. Now, what we're going to do, she is wielding Karsamir, as you can see. We are going to first dispel the protections of this Hive Mother, and now we are going to eliminate her, just so she is not problematic for us. She does have 200 HP and 50% physical resistance, so it is something to burn through. Now, Kirinai also is going to move in. Let's move her a little bit here and start detecting traps. Alright, we were able to detect or dispel the illusions of Azamantes, now making him vulnerable to our single target spells. Let's continue killing that Hive Mother. Alright, and before this time stop ends, we might be able to kill this Simulacrum of Azamantes, unless it casts protection from magical weapons as his first cast, as they usually do. But let's just check it out. Yeah, alright. So that is going to be the extent of what Kirinai is going to do in this time stop. I don't want to kill anyone else before or in this time stop. Let's just give them more of a chance. We are just going to move Kirinai outside of Azamantes' vision, and we are going to dispel the protections of Itosi then with our Wand of Spell Striking, using the Breach charge from that. Alright. Now, Azamantes has his own time stop, and let's see what he's going to be able to do. Alright, this makes our situation more complicated, because he put another spell shield onto himself, and that actually stacks with his pre-buffed, or spell shield coming from the pre-buffs. He also has spell deflection and protection from magical weapons. So we are going to have to dispel him quite a few times in order to be able to get to him with our spells. Right, he might use his improved alacrity here. Yep, he does, and let's see what this is going to entail. Alright, this is exactly what we want. Him wasting his time on Imoen. That's very good. She's basically immune to anything dangerous that he could do. Oromak Rilmani died before he could unleash his own time stop, which is very good. Now let's keep Kirinai and Sarevok a little bit safe here until this improved alacrity of Azamantes is no more, because I don't really want to have anyone else from my party members close to him while he has that improved alacrity active. And now on Senashira, we could just in the meantime perhaps kill one of these Ferromak guys. I also don't want to go too close with Jaheira or Animen, so let's just kind of hang out with them also here. Let's kill that Ferromak guy. Now Zaywinto, I think in her blindness, was able to perhaps find Imoen here. Let's just move her a little bit. And we are going to go in with Sarevok and with Kirinai soon. Actually, they might be able to kind of stay out of Azamantes' attention, I guess, if they just attack Itosi here. He is still casting on Imoen. That's very, very good. Oh, Sarevok was able to offer us his Deathbringer Assault for 200 slashing damage onto Itosi, just trivializing that whole encounter. Alright, that was fantastic, Sarevok. Good job, my boy. Now Amaryllis, I think, just cast Doom, it seems. I might have already missed it somewhere here. Yeah, cast Doom on Imoen as well. That is very good. Imoen taking most of their attention. I don't really want to care much about the Huntress for now. Although this might be something that we might want to do just in the meantime. I don't want to go too close to Azamantes just yet. Let's just wait for a little bit longer before we Yeah, Zay, it seems, is attacking Imoen. Now after this dispelling barrage from Azamantis, we might be able to just kind of unleash a spell sequencer to protect Imoen from the physical attacks of Zay Wintow, or what would be even better, could be unleashing this Power Word Blind, but of course she has 35 magic resistance, so this one might fail, and then Imoen's round is going to be spent on doing something that did nothing. So I think what we're going to do is just quickly apply the spell sequencer on Imoen, giving her Mirror Images, Stone Skin, and Fire Shield Blue. Azamantis seems like he summoned some Mordenkainen's swords, and his Simulacrum is still there, and it should be now perhaps vulnerable to attacks, because through all of these time stops, the protection from magical weapons of this Simulacrum should have expired by now. We're going to see about that in a second. Let's just be careful here around Azamantis and see what's the health situation we have here with these opponents. The Huntress is injured, might as well kill her, I guess, when we have the chance. Alright, now Azamantis is casting onto Sir Animan. Let's actually pull our other characters back then. Alright, Imoen has some physical protections now against Zay Wintow. I guess Zay Wintow is still blinded for probably 2 more rounds, and now that we escaped with Imoen, she kind of lost her immediate target and is going to wander around blinded until she finds something in her like melee range. So that's nice. Alright, Azamantis renewed his protections. I think now is going to be the time to go in with Sarevok and cast some Ruby Rays of Reversal coming from a Rod of Reversal. We have 2 spell shields to dispel, Spell Turning and Spell Deflection, so we're going to have 4 dispels. We're going to have to dispel spell shields separately, because if you unleash a spell sequencer or spell trigger like Imoen has with triple pierce magic, one spell shield is going to be able to consume all of these spells by how spell sequencers and spell triggers work, and when it comes to affecting a target with multiple spells at the very same time. So we are going to have to cast 2 single dispels to get rid of his spell shields, and then we're going to be able to unleash that spell trigger from Imoen. Now, when it comes to the Huntress, she switched into melee, but she is not willing to follow us. Let's just kill this Ferromakrulmani in the meantime. And let's see what happens next with Azamantis. Alright, Zay Wintow seems to have found Imoen again. Let's just kind of be on the move here. Alright, Sarevok was able to unleash one of these Ruby Rays already. Here's the Simulacrum, and I think Azamantis should be out of his improved alacrity by now, so we are going to kind of go in carefully with Kirinai and some of our other characters once they are finished with the Huntress, I guess. And let's just try to kill this Simulacrum. It is of course much lower level than Azamantis himself, but it still can unleash some spells and just create complications for us. Don't click that portal. Almost misclicked there. Alright, it is still protected against the magical weapons, and we could dispel it with a breach, but let's first get some distance, because there is a Horrid Wilting coming onto Sarevok. Sarevok is casting his Ruby Ray. We're not going to move him away, but let's move Kirinai away, and let's just quickly dispel with our breach charge from the Wand of Spell Striking. Let's just dispel this Simulacrum here. Alright, Amaryllis cast a Sanctuary, so she is going to be out of our reach for a second, unless our True Sight ticks and dispels that, or she does something to break that Sanctuary. I think the next thing Imoen is going to do is renew Power Word Blind on Zay Wintow, just to keep her out of the fight for a little bit longer. It seems like we were not yet able. Our breach is on its way. Alright, now the Simulacrum of Azamantis is dispelled, and we are going to be able to go in there. Yeah, that Ruby Ray of Reversal coming from Sarevok is also unleashed. Now I think Imoen is already casting, so we're going to have to wait until her next round to dispel Azamantis completely. Let's just maybe kill one of these flaming skulls in the meantime, although they do, upon death, explode in magical damage, so this is going to damage our melee combatants a little bit, but since they are full on health, they still have all of their protections, and they have the round free to heal up after this explosion. I think it is good to do so now. Alright, we are going to kill this simulacrum now with Sarevok and Kirnai. Alright, that's done. Let's move them out a little bit. Or actually, since Amaralis started casting, let's focus our attention onto her. Now let me just inspect if that Power Word Blind was effective or not. Alright, Zeywinto was blinded again, it seems. Very good. Let's move with Imoen and prepare to unleash our spell trigger onto Azamantis. Her spell trigger contains 3 Pierce Magics, which are going to deal with his spell turning, spell deflection, and he didn't have spell immunity to Abjuration, just spell immunity to Divination. That's going to be dispelled as well. Alright, this Flaming Skull is near death. Let's actually keep Kirnai or Imoen out of there. Alright, we are going to be able to now unleash this spell trigger once Imoen is ready to do that. And before we kill this other Flaming Skull, I think we're going to bring our other combatants back. And perhaps we are going to use our Skull of Death helmet to unleash a death spell, perhaps from Jaheira, to unleash a death spell onto these 2 Mordenkainen swords, just so that they are not problematic. Unfortunately, they split up. Alright, Imoen unleashed her triple pierce magic. Perhaps she can approach forward and bring those swords together, so that they are affected by our death spell. Now, how are we doing on Amaralis? She is almost dead. Now that Azamantis' spell protections are all dispelled, we are going to use our charge of our Wand of Spell Striking to breach him, and then change our target onto him. And we are going to go in with our other characters, it seems. Alright, Kirnai was dispelled in the process, so once she unleashes that breach, we are going to pull her out of there. Or actually, we can unleash that breach from Senashira and pull Kirnai out of there already. There was an... okay, death spell coming onto these Mordenkainen swords. That's very nice. Jaheira can now enter the battle as well. Alright, Amaralis is badly injured, but the Lich was dispelled right now, so let's just switch our target onto the Lich, because he is a way higher priority target, and kill him while we can. Alright, he renewed his protection from magical weapons. Let's now use the wand that Kirnai has to dispel that and kill Amaralis in the meantime. Alright, the Lich is dispelled again. Let's resume what we were doing, and it seems like both of them are dead now. Now let's find Zeywinto. I think she went somewhere to the south here, potentially. Let's just try to find her. Get ourselves some vision, and there are also 2 more of these Flaming Skulls. Alright, there she is. There you are, my dear. Alright, 1 skull is there, and 1 was casting over here. I think we have all of our enemies in our vision. Let's allow that incendiary cloud to spread here. Let's see if there are any stragglers from the Ferromac guys. I don't think so. So let's just kill the Flaming Skulls here. Might even switch to Daystar for that purpose. Yeah, they explode in some magical damage, which is not too significant, because we were fine. Of course, Animan also has the Belt of Inertial Barrier equipped, so that reduces that damage by 50% on him. And there we go. I think we are done with all of the opponents that were here, that we summoned. And yeah, I think this is going to be it. A nice, fun fight we were able to do here. And I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this fight. Thank you, Karamoon, for the suggestion. If anyone would like to propose any other ideas like that, I would be happy to hear them and perhaps record some more similar videos in the future. And if you haven't checked out my completionist playthrough of the Baldur's Gate saga, I invite you to do so. See you next time.